social media is instant gratification. Like we just fast forward to the end. And it's like, it's not that simple.
No.
Like you get the best version that people have to offer, but I guarantee you they had to work hard. And I used to walk to the bus stop. And then from the bus stop, I would go to Little 5 Points and I would hop myself on a little train and I would get off and I would walk myself to the mall.
Oh my goodness.
Yes. I think once you get like the bug for entrepreneurship, it's kind of addicting. Like no one really talks about it, but like it's kind of exciting. You're like, ooh, you know, like you build this confidence in yourself and it's like, for me, I was like, well, I want to diversify.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Between the Winds. My guest today packed up her life, left everything behind, and moved across the country to build something from scratch in a brand new city, Atlanta. She's a makeup artist, a salon owner, an entrepreneur, and what she has built in Atlanta is just the beginning. Today, Elizabeth Wilson gets honest about the leap and the grind and what it really takes and what it means to bet on yourself when no one knows your name yet. This is Between the Winds. So Elizabeth, how are you doing?
I'm fantastic. Thank you so much for having me, Rachel.
I'm so glad you came on here. You're so, like, your makeup looks so good. I just want to point that out. I know I said you were a makeup artist. That's how we met here in Atlanta because a lot of my attorney friends use you. And I was looking for a makeup artist one day and they recommended you to me. And every time I reach out, you always come through.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I do what I can.
But for the people who don't know you yet, just tell us a little bit about yourself beyond like makeup.
Yeah. So I am an entrepreneur. I am 30, flirty, and thriving. And I'm just someone who's really, really driven by community, women, business, learning, and Atlanta has been a great place to explore that. So I'm excited to dive in.
Yes. So let's start where are you from?
I'm originally, so funny, when everyone asks me that, I always tell them, they're like, what? I'm from Portland, Oregon.
Okay.
So technically, West Coast kind of, like Pacific West Coast. But yeah, Portland, Oregon. I bet that's a first.
So I heard in Portland, y'all have really good food.
So we have like a food cart culture there. Like you'll find it almost in like every like block radius. There's like a little community of food carts. And yeah, like that's really what like the food scene is there is food carts. So it's interesting.
Ooh, I might have to go there and check out that little food scene.
Yeah, if you like rain and food carts, have at it.
Okay, so Portland, Oregon, West Coast. We're over here in Atlanta. How'd you get from the West Coast to the East Coast?
Oh gosh. Well, I'll be transparent and vulnerable. So I had an upbringing with a lot of adversity. So I think it was a combination of wanting to kind of escape. And at the time, I moved for a guy.
Hey, I mean, that's real life, right?
You know, I was young, super young. I was 18 years old and I was in love and I was going to get married and start a family. And, you know, I'm a Gemini, so I was like, oh, an adventure. And I put on my boots and started walking. But yeah, so I moved here with, you know, kind of this ideal of what my future was going to be. And I'm still here. It didn't turn out like I thought it would, but I'm happy.
Yeah. But I mean, you took the risk, right? Like a lot of people are not willing to take a risk on love. So
I can definitely say I'm a risk taker. I guess like
that's why you're an entrepreneur.
Yeah. Like I think you have to be a risk taker. So yeah, that kind of goes along with my personality.
Yeah.
Would I do it again? I don't know. Like you live and you learn, but
yeah, you definitely live and learn. And obviously like you could have moved here and it could have worked out 100%, right? I mean, But obviously it did work out in the sense that you own multiple companies in a city that you're not even from. Yeah. I don't think a lot of people even have the audacity to start a business somewhere they're from, let alone go to a city they're not from and start multiple companies. So I definitely commend you for that.
Thank you. I think it forces you to really look at like what you're capable of. Mm-hmm. And I think it really forces you to be able to just adapt to change in your environment. Like, I think when we know, like, we're comfortable, like, oh, this is my safe zone. But when you're in a space that's unfamiliar and uncharted territory, like, it really forces you to just, like, pull something else out of yourself to survive. And so far, it's worked.
Okay, so 18, you come to Atlanta. What's the first thing you do when you get to Atlanta, like, that kind of leads you on your path of where you are now?
I guess the first thing I did was what was somewhat familiar to me. So I started working very young. I was like 17 years old. I don't even think that's legal. But I was 17 years old. I started working at MAC. That's a makeup counter for those of you who don't know. And that was like a time when it was like the it thing. It's like, you were a MAC girl.
I remember this.
That was a thing.
And they had the purple lipstick.
Yes.
Hair on and
Ruby
Roo.
Yes, like that dark. I can't even remember what it is now. But that was like a time where it was like a thing to do. So that was an accomplishment I knocked out. And I just kind of ran with that. So when I got to Atlanta, I worked at a mall. I'll never forget this. I worked at Perimeter Mall, and I lived in Decatur. It was like towards South DeKalb Mall, and I used to walk to the bus stop. Mm-hmm. And then from the bus stop, I would go to Little 5 Points, and I would hop myself on a little train, and I would get off, and I would walk myself to the mall.
Oh, my goodness.
Yes.
In Hotlanta.
In Hotlanta, yeah. Imagine walking home at night. They were like,
oh, I didn't think about that part.
But yeah, it's just, I mean, that's the grit that I had. Like, I was like, I want to be successful, but I always knew I was going to have to work hard. Mm-hmm. And I wasn't afraid of that. So it was like, kind of like my motto now, by any means.
So you're at MAC working there as a 17-year-old. How is that? Because obviously the people that can afford MAC are not 17. Yeah. So the people that are coming in there, they have to be probably mid-20s, 30s. I think MAC also owns like Estee Lauder and different as well, and Clinique
owns MAC. They're actually like the company, like the umbrella company that owns all of those lines.
Yeah, so I know they have these different umbrellas, but MAC kind of attracts people that I think are 20 and up. And I say 20s, I mean like later 20s. Yeah. So how is that? As a 17-year-old, you're telling older people about makeup.
Oh, there's definitely like a space of like, what authority do you have? What do you know? But I will say that company was a launching pad for a lot. At the time, they provided a lot of training, a lot of just like structure to know like the foundational things of makeup. Like, I never went to cosmetology school, but I felt like I got such a good landing pad there with being really just affirmed in like what I knew how to do. But the reality of that industry is it's basically sales. So as long as you can sell yourself, you can sell a lipstick, baby. Like, you can.
Do you remember when you used to be able to take your lipstick to MAC and like?
Yes, the back to MAC. I'm devastated because I tried that like 3 months ago. I had been hoarding them for years. Yeah. And I got like these 2 big, almost duffel bags. I was walking in there like, and they were like, we don't do that anymore, but you can donate it. I was like, oh. See, missed opportunity. You got to act.
Yeah. I definitely remember those times, the MAC era.
Yeah, it's over. It's the end of an era. They're not doing it anymore.
So you work at MAC. How long? And you say you've never been to cosmetology school. I didn't even know that. So you work at MAC, and then where do you go from there?
So, funny story is I actually got fired.
Oh, really?
So, yeah, I was working at MAC. I had probably worked for MAC for maybe 4 or 5 years. And, you know, you have sales quotas that you meet there. Mm-hmm. And, you know, I was thriving. Like, I was one of their product specialists, like, you know, did their special events, went out and drove sales for new products. But it was kind of like the old chain of dog thing where it's like you literally, every time you succeed, like the bar just gets raised a little bit higher and the expectation goes a little bit higher. And I was feeling really burnt out. And I was no longer making those quotas. And they were just like, oh, like you didn't make your sales quota. All this time I've put into this company. They're like, you're out of here. But I'm so grateful. Like at the time it felt devastating, but had that not happened, I wouldn't have been like, you know what, let me just push that same energy that I had into my own business. It's like one of those things where it's like God kind of stops you in your tracks so you can slow down and reevaluate. And it's like his plan is better than yours.
Yeah, and what do they say? Man's rejection is God's protection.
And I was being protected, divinely protected, baby.
Yeah, because not to say you wouldn't have, but you might have started as fast if you weren't actually fired.
Yeah, I think it's one of those situations where like your back is kind of pushed against the wall and you're like, okay, what do I do? Am I going to start swinging or am I just going to retreat? And I was like, no, like I'm going to go for it. Like,
yeah, and you went for it. So, okay, because I know you own, the audience doesn't know yet, but I know you own multiple businesses. So let's start. You said you opened a business after you left Mac or was fired from Mac. So what business did you open first?
So when I left Mac Cosmetics, I went into freelance makeup, which for anyone who doesn't know, it's just essentially like you're selling your services. And so I went into freelance makeup and I did that for a while. Hence Artistry by Elizabeth Rochelle, which is how we know each other.
Yes.
And then from that, I was able to step into other spaces in the beauty industry. And now I am an owner of 2 salon suites. Hopefully third soon, God willing. But yeah, so that was kind of like my launching pad into the beauty world. And it was basically out of necessity. Like, it's so funny how so many things in my life were just like, they kind of naturally unfold. And I was taking clients in my house and it got to a point where it's like, I don't know how safe this is. You know, like little trinkets go missing. I was like, okay, I think it's time to,
goodness.
It's time to like, you know, get a space where this is a little more professional. And, you know, from there, one room, I think it was like 130 square feet that I was sharing with 2 other women, has now turned into 2 different locations, 10 different suites, 6 shared spaces, and we're continuing to grow. So
wow, congrats on that. That's awesome.
Thanks.
Do you have a business partner for the salon, or is it just you?
Do.
Okay.
And I'm so grateful. Like, shout out to her. Thank you, Patty.
Shout out to Patty.
I could not do Soro Beauty Studios without her. Gosh, like womanhood is so awesome.
Yes, it is.
It is, and it's so fundamental, not only for like our personal lives, but also for business. Like, there's so many spaces where men just dominate that realm of finance and business and entrepreneurship, and to be able to have a partner that just really picks up in all those spaces but still shows up in like sisterhood is like phenomenal. And I pray that every woman in business gets the opportunity for that. Like,
yes, shout out to women and womanhood. Like, I think we were talking about that before we started actually filming. Was attorney Kayla Kudrat. She has her own law firm in Atlanta, just like I do. And she is such a girl's girl. One day I hit her up. I said, hey, I need a makeup artist. The ones that I normally use, they're out of town. And she immediately sent me like your contact information.
I love her.
She doesn't like gatekeep any information. Like, Kayla always looks good when you see her. But like the fact that she was able to link me with you, and now we're sitting here on this podcast, and I know I've had some of my friends book you as well for like events that I've done when they come into town. Is really cool. Like, that's like the definition of girlhood. It's like we all just look out for each other, you know?
It literally is. And it's so powerful. And I wish more women understood that, like, you don't have to gatekeep. And honestly, like, we're stronger together. There's so much space. Like, we're so much stronger together.
Yeah. And like the things that women can accomplish together, like what they say, if you want to go fast, go by yourself. But if you want to go far, go with other people.
Absolutely.
Like, it's so amazing. Especially like in a city in Atlanta, it's just so many people that have like different backgrounds, they know different things. Like we all collaborate, and it's just amazing, like the things that you can achieve together, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. I 100% agree. And I would not be where I am today if it wasn't for women who were able to really show up in that space authentically and just show love, not gatekeep, want to just see the next person succeed, you know?
Yeah, and I like that about you because I feel like you want everyone to succeed.
I do. Too. I'm such a girl's girl. I really am. Like, even in the studio, I'm like, whatever you need, business advice.
Yeah.
I hope you get your own salon. Like, you know, it's just, I am so for that because I think that there's just enough. Like, get out of the scarcity mindset. There's enough. Like, and then what you put out is what you're going to get back. And I feel like I put that out and I've gotten it back time and time again. So I'm just rolling with it. It's working.
I understand. I'm here for it. I want to go back to the salons though, because how does that even, if someone wants to even get into that, how does that work? Like, do you have to lease a building? Do you have to buy a building? Like, what's the options?
So there's different options. Obviously, you can do a build out. That's not what we chose to do. I think the salon suite business, people are like, oh, it's so saturated, it's so oversaturated. And I've heard that a lot over the last few years. We've been in business for about 5 years now. And I think that it's like, remember that nobody's you. So yes, like it is a saturated market, but think about how many nail salons there are. Like nobody's you. So do what works best for you. Our kind of model was finding boutique spaces where we knew the dollar per square footage was going to be as low as possible because, you know, we started, like, we got hit when COVID got hit. Like, we opened a business and then COVID hit. So it was like...
You opened in 2020? Oh, wow.
Yeah, for this, the location that we're at now, that we've been at. And, yeah, like, it was a time where we were like, how can we be super conservative with this but still go for it? So we found a boutique space, really great dollar per square footage, and we had to teach ourselves. We had to figure out how to go about securing commercial contracts. So we did that. We were like, hey, we need, you know, a 10-year, a 15-year. Can you give us this rate? Luckily enough, like, I feel like God's divine intervention kind of came in, and so people were scared because it was COVID. They were like, oh, we might have to shut down our business. So we negotiated rates that worked really well, and because of that, we were able to open another location within about a year and a half.
Wow, congrats on that.
Thanks.
And you say you both are in year 5, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, they say that once you get over year 5, like that's what everyone in business is trying to get to at first benchmark.
Love that. Well, here we go.
Yeah, so give yourself flowers. You made it to year 5.
I'll take it.
More years to come, but they say that like that's the hardest year to get to. So
really,
congrats.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, in business. So when you think back to you at 18 in Portland, about to come to Atlanta for love, and now you sit here as 30.
Yeah.
What was your definition of success at 18 versus what it is now?
You know, growing up, I was just always in survival mode. I think, you know, I went through so much. I'm the eldest of 6 children. I had amazing parents, but we always struggled. So it was like homelessness, housing, school, you know, everything was just this challenge, like lights being turned off. So I always felt like I was in this place of like survival. So at 18, like I just wanted to survive. Like I just didn't want to have to go without. And I think looking back now, it's just like I have this hunger for knowledge. I have this hunger for like knowing that as long as I'm willing to do the work, that the reward is at the end of it. And that's what I am really finding success to be now, like having the courage to invest in yourself, because after that, anything's possible, you know?
Yeah, the courage to invest in yourself, that's a big one, especially now with people like imposter syndrome. Just different things that kind of come up when you own a business and you're like, oh my goodness, like, am I doing this right? Am I making the right decisions? Like just a lot of questioning. So investing in yourself is.
Yeah. And this is why I'm so excited about this podcast. 'Cause it's like, we live in the in a day and age where it's like social media is instant gratification. Like we just fast forward to the end. And it's like, it's not that simple.
No.
Like you get the best version that people have to offer, but I guarantee you they had to work hard. So don't get knocked down. Like keep going and realize like there's in between the wins.
Yeah. That's a word right there. And you don't want to compare your chapter 1 to somebody's chapter 50 because you don't know what chapter they're in. And obviously, like, comparison is a thief of joy, too. So you don't want to do that.
It is the ultimate thief of joy. I completely agree.
So we talked about your makeup business, your salon suites. You own another business, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So tell us a little bit about that one.
Yeah. So I think once you get like the bug for entrepreneurship, it's kind of addicting. Like no one really talks about it, but like it's kind of exciting. You're like, ooh, you know, like you build this confidence in yourself, and it's like, for me, I was like, well, I want to diversify. So, like, I kind of bring it down to, like, a numbers thing, like, what's profitable? So I have a hookah business outside of this. And if you know anything about Atlanta, I've been here for 11, almost 12 years now. They love some hookah.
They do.
So, and I'm for that. I'm for diversifying. I'm for as many streams as can possibly come into my hands that makes sense. And I think that that's something that is not really brought to the table enough. Like people are like, oh, I got to succeed at this one thing. And there's been times where my makeup business hasn't made me any money. I'm working 2 other jobs just to pay my salon rent. And it's like, your path is your own. So it's like, you don't have to sit there and be like, you know, I'm just the big shot salon suite owner. Sometimes, baby, you're the hookah girl. Sometimes you're the makeup artist. Sometimes you are the janitor. Sometimes you're picking up an Uber job. And there is nothing wrong with that. So stop letting people think that that perfect picture, that perfect Instagram post is life. It's not. You're going to get there on your own. And don't be afraid to work hard.
Yeah, and don't be afraid or ashamed that, like how you said, like Ubering, DoorDash, like those people are making good money.
I love that.
It's like I have some friends that do it, and they're like, they just do it for fun. Like they get to meet people, talk to people in the car. They like to drive. It like mellow, you know, like they just like driving. So why not drive and
absolutely
get paid while you're driving?
Makes sense for you, yeah, do it. Like, and that's kind of where the hookah comes in. Like, it's just, it made sense. I had the capital to do it. Luckily enough, I knew enough people, and it's a great side hustle. And I'm huge on a side hustle. Like, make your multiple streams. You never know when one of them is going to show up the way that you need. And I mean, I think if COVID taught us anything, it's just like, you never know. So don't put all your eggs in one basket. Like,
that is
diversify.
You don't. You never know. Like, that's the thing about life, right? You do it the best of what you have at the time.
I've lived it. Like, I've been times where like, oh, like I'm not making any money. This has been such a slow month in makeup, and like, thank God I had the ability to bring in other streams of revenue from just like diversifying my money. So I'm huge on that. That's like my little hobby is like, how can I teach myself about finance? I grew up poor. I don't know anything. So
coming back to the finance portion too, there's a book that I read. It's called Financial Feminist, but she also has a podcast as well.
What's the podcast?
Tori Spelling. She has a podcast called Financial Feminist as well, and it's her book.
Okay.
So
I'm gonna tap into that.
Yes, I love it. She's such a girl's girl. So what she talks about on the podcast is like your first core memory of like money.
Yeah.
And so I want to kind of ask you, like, how did you learn about money from where, you know, the background that you grew up in? Because everyone has a relationship with money, whether they sit down and think about it or they acknowledge it or not, right? As an entrepreneur, your relationship with money affects how you run your business and how you see money in your business, just like in your personal life. But how did you learn how to navigate money in the sense of self and in the sense of business?
I learned to, and I still do this. So, you know, I've been fortunate enough to be in a place in my life where, like, I don't have to worry about how I'm going to pay my bills or even, like, leisure money. You know, like, God willing, I've been able to take my parents on paid vacations for the last 4 or 5 years of my life, and it's probably, like, one of my greatest joys. But I am always cautious. And I think that comes from a place of not having. Like, there was literally, I don't know if I should say this, but there was literally like a time where I was like sleeping with like a shoebox of money under my bed, because I was like, if that money's not there. And so I had this really, really unhealthy attachment to like holding on to money because I went without. And when I put myself in environments of people that I really admire, because I'm big on that, like, surround yourself with people who inspire you, who you want to be like. You will very much so emulate that in your life one way or the other. But the people that I saw, like, they were having different conversations, Rachel. They were having conversations about investment and stocks and where they were keeping their money for high-yielding return rates. And I was like, what is this stuff? And so I had to teach myself how to break that attachment of, like, if I don't have it in my hand, I'm not safe. And restructuring what I knew about finance, because I knew the poverty version of money, which was like, hold on to it, hold on to it, hold on to it, you know, don't let it go. And money is essentially a tool to grow more money. And once you dive into learning how that works, with caution, because I still know how much everything costs, you know, like, I still live below my means, which has been one of the best advantages. And I would say that to every single person, entrepreneur, female, especially female, live below your means. Like, live at a place where you can comfortably invest and save, have your nest egg, have your safety net, but do not just go get the new car because you can afford it now. Do not just go spend frivolously because you have it in the bank now. Like, teach yourself to live below your means, and you'll have a pretty comfortable life depending on your expectations.
Yes, and always have an emergency fund.
Yes.
I'm just really big on emergency funds. I grew up in a household, my mom was an accountant, my parents were big on emergency funds, and I used to be like, or just saving money in general. And I'd be like, man, well, I always have to save. Like, when I got my first job, my mom would force me to save some money from my check before I even.
Girl, I love that.
Like, from
Kudos
day
to your mom.
one. Yes, day one. She was not playing. But now that I'm older, I understand. And I'm glad that she taught me that, because I didn't realize that everybody doesn't know to save at that, like, you know, through life, until I started getting older. And I was like, oh, like, people really have different relationships with money. Yes. And it's very important as an entrepreneur to know what your relationship with money is, because when you're down or you're having a bad day, that is going to reflect in your business. Yeah. Whether you think you're someone who should just hold every penny and you don't spend anything, so you don't have any marketing because you're too afraid to spend the money on the videographer or the makeup artist or whatever. Yes. Or if you're just out here spending, and then something happens and you don't have money for a rainy day, it's just so important. Like, even if you only can save $10, like, save something. Do not spend every penny that you have.
But if nothing else gets taken away, let that be the mic drop.
Like, that is a hill I am willing to die on, because just being in business myself, I'm about to be in year 4, you're in year 5. That can really, like, make or break somebody, you know?
Literally.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm glad that you had that structure from such a young age to know that, because I can't tell you how many times, like, that has really changed the direction, not only of my business, but also of my life. Like, being able to be like, you know what? Take it down a notch. Like, live below your means and think about money as a tool, you know? But I think also, too, when you ask me, like, my first emotional thought, I am such a firm believer that money only magnifies the type of person that you are. Yeah. And I was just telling my little sister this the other day. I was like, you know, you'll realize that the more money people have, it just intensifies who they truly are. So if you're someone who is self-centered and you're someone who's not kind, then when you get money, that's something that you use to manipulate people. That's something that you use as a tool for power. I think when you're somebody who is just genuine, you'll see that money goes into places that reach other people and that change lives. So I think also be cognizant of that. Like, as money comes into your hand, what do you do with it? And in the sums that it comes, like, what kind of person do you look like with it?
Yeah. And I think some of these things are just things that people can just journal on that you might not even realize that you have certain thoughts around money or how you move or what you spend. And there's also like, it's 2026, there's apps that you can like literally go in, and I'll go and run a report, and I can be like, oh, I spent this much money on going out to eat for this year or this quarter or this month.
Yep.
And it just really exposes you. Like, are you shopping too much?
Does.
Like, these apps be telling you, like, I'm like, oh my gosh, I've been online shopping like that.
Yes. You got groceries in the fridge. Why are you on Uber Eats?
Yeah. Or why am I Instacarting like this? Like, but these are just things that like everybody has habits, right? Yeah. And I just bring this up on this podcast so much about this emergency fund, just because, you know, as business owners and just in this economy, I think it's wise to give that advice, you know?
Yeah, it's a gem. Like, listen to that one. If you listen to nothing else, like, listen to that. It is a gem.
And then I know you mentioned cars earlier. Do you have like, how do you feel about cars? I'm like one of those people where I'm like, I've been driving the same Toyota since law school, and it's been holding me down. It's paid off.
Rachel, I'm not surprised because you're a smart woman. And obviously, you have a background and an understanding of finance. I think cars are the absolute worst investment ever. Mm-hmm. They're just a vanity tool. Like, that's what they are. As soon as you take them off the lot, don't quote me, but, you know, whatever depreciation rate, instant. Like, I'm driving, I just bought a new car. Uh-huh. And it's a nice car. Like, I'm not saying don't have nice things.
It's real nice.
It's a nice car, but it's also a cash car, okay? Uh-huh. So I say like, what's the purpose? Like, you know, is it make things that make sense, make your money make sense for you. For me, like, I'm like you. I'll ride it till the wheels fall off. I don't care. I'll put a seat cover over it. Like, that's just not something that moves me personally. And I believe in like treating yourself. You reward yourself, but also it's like, does that make sense? You know, like, does it really make sense? And then also getting down to the root of like, why do I need it? Is it because it makes me feel better for other people? Is it because it's truly what I want? Like, you know, and what time does it make sense in your life for you to do that too? I mean, when I retire, you might see me in a little Porsche. You know, like, who knows? But I'm still in my building stage, so I make financial decisions based off of that. So I say, do what makes sense for you in the place that you are in your life and in your finances. For me, cash it out, cash car. Just no.
Now, I'm not on here saying that I might not buy a car, because then they'll clip this podcast and say, I'm just saying that, like, thus far in life, I'm still driving the same car I had, you know, in law school.
Yeah.
I only got that one. Well, my dad got me that one because someone totaled the other one. But had they not, I probably would still be driving that same one.
And there's nothing wrong with it.
But I just say this because sometimes people ask me like, oh, where's your attorney card? Like, where, like, certain, like,
so funny.
You know, like certain professions, or like when you're a business owner, people just expect you to drive certain cars. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I'm just saying, for me, I'm if you see me in my Toyota, you know, that's because it's reliable, it's paid off, and I don't want to have a car note.
And when I drive through Buckhead and see those $1 million homes, they have reasonable car. Like, it shows you, like, people who understand money move differently. They might have like a G-Wagon in the garage, but that's not what I see. Like,
they probably got both. I think they probably have like a Toyota, Honda, and then they have like, you know,
a car that makes sense. Like, you know, that's no ego attached to. I commend you.
Hey, your car is nice. I love it. I love a good cash car. I just, you know, I just bring that up because these are just things that come up in entrepreneurship, or like people having conversations with you, and I'm just like, you know, it's not a me thing. Maybe one day I'll want to go down there and get a new car, and maybe I'll catch the bug. But right now, for me, it's just not.
Yeah. But
it's not a
thing. To yourself, it's not necessary, right? And I love it. When I see that shows me just like, this is somebody who doesn't care, like doesn't have to present themselves in a way that's like received as successful by other people. Like, that will take you far.
Yeah.
Like, don't lose that. That's going to take you far.
And success is so different depending on who you ask, right? Like, success for different people is different things. Like I come on this podcast and I ask the same question in different ways. And it's always about like, what is success to you, or what was it before? And one thing I've learned is it's just constantly changing for each person. And it doesn't really have a set form for anybody, you know?
I think if you're not changing, you're not growing, and that's scary. You know?
Yeah.
I think.
Well, tell the people where they can find you. If they want to book you for makeup, if they want to rent out a suite, they need a hookah girl.
Absolutely. Actually, you can find all of those through Sora Beauty Studios. So, and you can follow us at Instagram at Sora Beauty Studios. So yeah, everything will kind of link you from there. But I'm just so happy to have had this conversation. I feel so energized.
Yeah, I'm so happy that you're here. Just coming in, talking about entrepreneurship from a different lens, someone that is employing other entrepreneurs. I mean, there's so much that we could like go into on other episodes, but I definitely think it's amazing what you're doing. I want to give you your flowers give people their flowers while you can when in the moment. I'm like excited to see you open these other salons.
Thank you.
I will put all the information in the show notes so people can book you, but don't take my spot.
Your spot's safe. Yeah. It's reserved.
Don't take my spot. But yeah, book my girl if you need some makeup, if you need a studio, you need a hookah girl. And we would love if y'all would like, comment, subscribe, share this with your friends. And we will see y'all on the next episode of Between the Winds.